to show you why PS4 Pro succeeded and it failed. In this video, I'll show you why the reasons the PS4 of all their consoles, all three of their consoles, Slim and the Pro versions, Part 2, that showed you why PS4 and PS4 Slim was successful, but it's showing you why all three consoles were successful and it failed. So I'm going to show you PS4 Pro why it succeeded, why did it fail. Here we go, here we go. Guys. So, was the PS4 Pro better? The main difference between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro is graphics and how it looks when it's gaming. The PS4 Pro can run at 4K compared to the 1080 quality it can run on the PS4 runs. The 4K capability of the PS4 Pro paved the way for the PS5, so it's a great option to go if you want to go 4K for 4K at a cheaper price. Why was the PS4 Slim Pro? This is showing all the reasons why PS4 regular PS4 from 2013, PS4 Pro from 2017, and why PS4 Slim in 2016 was successful. Right, the reason why it's still successful, you know, the most successful console of the console generation and console wars. There are a lot of reasons for the success. No, because it was less expensive than its competitor Xbox One and featured no digital rights management restrictions. The most games you can get all digital, so what you talking about? But the thing, arguably, that carried it across the license was console exclusive. Dang exclusivity BS game lineup. console rich exclusive. But the thing that arguably carried across the license was console rich exclusive. Dang exclusivity BS game lineup. Okay, PS4 Pro last 10 years. The PS4 Pro or Slim or the regular PS4 lasts about typically, depending how on these key factors, how often you use it, if you play games every day, there'll be more wear and tear, counting dust on your console. Is the PS4 Pro faster than PS5? That's where it gets tricky. Conclusion. The performance between the PS4 Pro and the PS5 shows significant advances in the next-gen console, with its faster load times, enhanced graphics, more stable frame rates, and immersive games with the PS5 sets a new standard in the gaming world. True, but not true. While PS4 Pro still being made. Let's see. Following the launch of the PS5 Pro in November 2020, this discontinued production of Japan, all but the final gigabyte Slim on the PS4 on January 5th, 2021, with the standard PS4 and PS4 Pro still being produced for Western markets. Yeah, that's true. Definitely true. But they discontinued all but the final gigabyte Slim model in January 5th, 2021, as you can see, obviously. Why was PS4 Pro discontinued? The PS4 did just 4 years after its release. Sony has taken this step to reduce production of the PS5 order to meet the increasing demand for new release models worldwide. But a lot of people can't afford the PS5 because most of the people that got the PS4 still either had the money to upgrade, they're choosing not to, or most people can't afford it. And the amount will understand very well if he knows about money very well. But anyways. We also checked for the older gamers console available on went to in India, websites in India. Does PS4 Pro overheat? The PS4 may overheat if the vents are blind or is enough credit between the vents and the PS4 will tend to overheat. There's a lot of dust inside. The temperature in the room can also have an effect. It's faulty hardware or firmware. How long would the PS4 Pro be supported? As a result, Sony plans to continue to support the PS4 right until 2025, correct? Sony Corporation reached founders compromise will to proceed producing games for PS4 in 2025. If that's the case, I just give Xbox One if that's the case. That's not fair what they're doing with PS4 as far as them producing games, because they're still going to make the cost-gen games regardless. And Sony's going to continue to do that regardless. But anyways. Is PS5 a big jump from PS4? This where it gets tricky. Points of the PS5 has Elite 4 older compared to PS4. Yes, it might feel like you wet less of one if you already upgraded the PS4 Pro. Even still, a number of new features and significant performance gains. True, but not true. Will PS5 beat PS4? PS4, the differences are stark. The processing capability is twice as strong for the PS5, 36 CPU, there for the PS4, 18 CPU GPU. The PS5 also leads the way in teraflops. No, it doesn't. Microsoft leads that in teraflops. Sony's is at 10.3. I showed you in the video yesterday. Sony's PS5 is at 10.3 teraflops. Microsoft's leading the way with 12 teraflops. So there's no debate on that either. Who's leading in teraflops? The unit of measure dictate how fast the GPU process floating point operations. Teraflops for Sony is at 10.3 teraflops. Microsoft Xbox One and Series X and S, all digital, and also the new consoles coming out in November, and the other ones are coming out as a calendar, Unreal Engine 5 and 16 tunes as well, and Xbox One has 12 teraflops. All three consoles, Series X, One X, Xbox One has 12 teraflops, Series S, all digital, and X has, even with their new ones coming out in November 7th, obviously, also has 12 teraflops. And the next final generation of consoles also come out next year, and that's going to be 14 teraflops, and that's going to be Unreal Engine 6. The last generation of consoles, and I think it's reached its peak pretty much because they're running out of console names. I said that in several of my videos. Microsoft's running out of console names while Sony's running out of time to make consoles right now because the PS5 Pro and the PS5 30th anniversary, what they charge on eBay is ridiculous, even for that the shipping too. This is why I think PS5 and PS5 Pro will be their last consoles for sure. Even with their 30th anniversary disc and disc version being out, it's going to be the last two consoles. That's it. I don't see them get to a PS6, and I know Demon said it's not fair, so it is fair. Because no first parties, you got to think about that too, bro. We're in a different era. We're not in 2014 no more. We're in 2024 now, bro. What's the life of the PS4 Pro? PS4 Pro's especially last 5 to 7 years with proper care. Users leaving it in rust mode is frequently not an issue. Should not negatively impact the lifespan. Does PS4 Pro support 4K? Yep, your PS4 Pro should automatically enable 4K to detect 4K compatible device connected to it to make sure 4K in the highest possible resolution enabled from home screen. Go to settings, sound and screen, build output settings, set resolution 2160 UP420 or 2160 RGB. Why is the PS4 Pro? Hold up, let me show you the other section first. How old is the PS4 Pro? Almost 9 years old, November 10, 2016, Scorpio season. Why is PS4 Pro better than the PS4, obviously? PS4 Pro is a more powerful version of PS4. PS4 runs 1080. Look at this number right here. Look at this number right here. Well, I'm on 30 FPS, not 60. If anybody told you 60 FPS on PS5, then line. It's been 30 FPS since PS3, PS2, and PS1 era. 30 FPS, not 60 or 120. Only 60 and 120. You gotta have the Xbox One, which I'm considering getting it in this month. And the first Xbox One is the right for Sony regardless. I already have Game Pass Ultimate. Make sure it's still on there, but anyways. 30 FPS and only experience 60 and 120. You gotta have Xbox One, Xbox Series S, all digital, or X all digital. The consoles are coming out in November. Or the disc the disc, 2 terabyte, is only experience 60 and 120 FPS. And also the next generation console coming, all digital consoles, you only experience 60 and 120 FPS. You gotta have Xbox Series S or X or Project Franklin or Quebec or Spitfire Series C or Series C all digital or either or. Find the 12 gigabyte 1 terabyte. But yeah, 30 FPS, not 60. And if they told you that Sony said it's 60, they line to you. It says 30 FPS, which sometimes gives you FPS drop here and there on the heavy game, but overall still very playable. PS4 Pro runs the same games Some games on 4K, which gives you better graphics. This is what everybody worries about when it kind of getting the gun. Freaking graphics. And I hate when people worry about that so much. And it runs at 10 air. It games at 60 FPS. That's not true. It's not at 60 FPS unless you have Microsoft Xbox One, which I'm consider getting it at the end of this month, October 31st, obviously. Or Nintendo's would have to make that decision out, but it's gonna probably be Xbox One. But anyways, only spend 60 FPS, you gotta have Series S, all digital, or Series X, or Xbox, regular Xbox One from 2014. Also, had to have Game Pass Ultimate, which I already have, obviously. Also, let's see, you also gotta have Series X, all digital 1 TB, and Series S 1 TB, or the final 12 GB that's coming out, or the 1 TB that's coming out next month as well, November 7th. The only way you'll sprint 60 or 120 FPS. Also, Project Franklin coming out next year and going to the year after next. So the only way you sprint 60 FPS games is on Microsoft, not Sony. And if it didn't say 60 FPS, that's not true. That's not true. Which means the game's smoother, obviously. Smoother, period. But for them to say it's 60 FPS, as far as the games on PS4 and PS5, that's not true. And the evidence says it right there. First part says 30 FPS. 30. Same age as me. 30 FPS. Not 60. 30. And that's been that way since the PS1 to PS2. PS1 time. I went here, everybody said 60 FPS. Or the graphics are better. You can't say the graphics are better because if you look at the OG PS5 and the PS4, there's no slighter difference other than the frames. But other than that, that's it. But PS5, how many people still use the PS4? But PS5, you're spending money gameplay on the console. If you're still getting used out of your age in PS4, nearly 4 years of PS5, but PS5, you spend more money on the gameplay time on the console. If you're still getting the use out of your age in PS4, nearly 4 years of PS5 and new data shows from Sony, you're far from alone. Because PS5 is 62.99 million units behind PS4. This is basically what I showed you in my videos yesterday. Is PS4 equal to PS4 Pro equal to PS5? This way it gets tricky. PS5 has a custom RDA2 GPU with 10.3 teraflops. See, 10.3, not 12, 10.3. And it's showing you right there because it's highlighted. A computer power, go to PS4 4.2 teraflops. It means PS5 is capable of delivering more realistic graphics. And this is what everybody worries about, is the freaking graphics. Nobody, just play the freaking games, man. Just play the freaking games, man. Come on. Don't worry about the freaking graphics all the time. If anybody's casually hardcore, stop worrying about the graphics. Improve your gameplay. One of the most significant improvements of the PS5 is graphics. Freaking graphics. This is why a lot of people get the console for the wrong reason. Because freaking graphics. What graphics? Now, this way it gets tricky. Would there be a PS6? But because the court documents will indicate Microsoft expects the PS6 to be released in 2028, which is less than 3 years from now. But that's be at IGN, obviously. Court documents after the court case were built, that but they exposed Microsoft's plan too. So for Sony to do that to them, that was just petty by Sony to do that. But anyways, they were exposed their next project. But anyways, that's if it gets to a PS6 and only if. But it's very unlikely it won't. The window of 2027 was suggested, meaning we'd be waiting 3 or 4 more years to get our hands on the PS6 console. I don't see that happening because PS6 don't have the first parties. And I told everybody there's no PS6. Well, you think it's a PS6 coming? It might, but it's not going to do good. It's not going to sell well. I'm telling you that now. No first parties on that one either. They're going to probably play all the PS4 and PS5, all cross-gen games, even for that PS6. And I said, everybody, nobody's listening to me but the casual hardcore people. I told the casual hardcore, anybody that's hardcore, and they got platinums in the game, that just the games they got the platinums in, pretty much casual hardcore. It might not be no PS6 because they both like those PS6 games going to play the PS4 and PS5 games. And the PS3 games if they had an emulator as well. No first parties. Nobody's listening right now. Got no PS6. Oh, PS6 is coming. Yay, I got PS6. Wow, because I made to play PS4 and PS5 games. And cross-gen games. And I told everybody that it's going to be cross-gen even for those games too. And they don't got any games coming out for PS6 anyway. They don't have any released yet. And if they did have ones for PS6, it's probably the SIE games. It's not no first parties on it. It's all me cross-gen games, PS4, PS5, and PS6 games. If it's any PS6, and that's very unlikely. It won't be no PS6, cause that's console. If it did get to that console, that's console's not going to sell well. Literally, it's not going to sell. It's going to do terrible. And by the time it gets on eBay, and only if it gets on eBay, that console's going to be a frugal price too. And that PS5 Slim, that's going to be $80 or less. Cause that console already 2 years old. And then the OG PS5, that's going to be $100 or less. Cause that's console already 6 years old now. And I'll do my own thing, fanboy, and I'll do my, this wasn't gonna stand. I said, well, you need to get something to smoke right now because they don't have the first parts in mind. What I tell you? They don't have the first parties. They had all these layoffs. While it's $5.4 million invested in a year and they had all them layoffs, they canceled games. Might not have no PS6, and they said PS6 might come out as early as 2028 when I showed you in that information pretty much. But I don't see no PS6 coming. I just don't see it because that one's not going to sell well. Even when it comes out less than a few years from now. But anyways, I'm going to show you why the PS4 Pro failed. Why did it fail? Yeah, I like this one obviously because, that's really awesome. But this memory right here, I think they owe me an apology for solving these console wars pretty much. Because I was able to solve it and I rule it all day and I rule it all day. But I think that they're not showing the reason why PS4 failed. But I think they're saying it right here. This is another source, obviously, the RAM chips. But I think, like I said, I think the blue light of death played a factor in that too. They're not showing why it failed, but I'm trying to find the reason why it failed. Give me a second, guys. It's PS4 in the decline stage, counting PS4 Pro and PS4 Slim. Carrier says the newer PS5 game trashed and the old PS4 entered the older models like the PS4, PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro in the decline stage. Interesting. As PS4 reached the end, PS4 Slim and PS4 Pro reached the end of its life cycle. Enter production, Sony ended the production of PS4 in early 2023, which includes the PS4 Pro. That means no new units will be manufactured, and no system stock may be still available in retail, counting eBay and Amazon. And Poshmark, yeah, I know. How on PS4 Slim and Pro and the regular PS4 launch PS4 will be playable. In terms of Sony, when Microsoft stopped supporting the present access won't happen until at least 2020, which was last year. For PlayStation console, the reason is because Sony has already said a while ago they would support the console for about 10 years before they completely abandoned it. So let's see what year is it? It's 2024, so 2034, that's when they abandoned the PS4 pretty much. Family has the PS4 is current, so a lot of people had to upgrade the PS5 by then. Now, is the PS5 declining? I meant to look that up too yesterday in my video yesterday. Key takeaways: PS5 sales dipped from April, 27% to April to June 2022, 2.4 million units sold as the console the end whatever its end cycle. Despite this, the console sold impressive 62 million units during its life. What's the point of 62 million units? They don't got the first part. They don't got the first parties. And I told everybody that's couldn't do all this one, and everybody that's casually hardcore that got the points in the games, they're just dominant and pretty much no first parties until May. Mine's listening right now. with a different era. They want to say Fireborn, against. I said, well, you need to get Sony to smoke right now because Herman Holt's not helping our cause, man. And everybody's asking for his resignation or retirement or firing, pretty much. They're asking for Herman Holtz's retirement or resigning or firing. So you need to get Sony to smoke right now. You need to owe Sony or PS4 an apology right now. And PS4 Pro apology for anybody that has their PS4 Pro's kernel because this is not fair what Sony's going through right now. No first parties, $5.4 million gone, less than a year and a half, count $40 million to spend on Concord. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League failed because it fought my father's way because it identified the true story. But anyways, that game flopped. Concord flopped. Out of the games got shut down. Some of the games got shut down. This is why we need to talk to Sony and Apple right now for all these consoles. We need to talk Apple. We need to talk Sony. This is getting way out of hand right now. You're not talking about it right now, Sony and Apple. It's not good. It's not good. Because you keep defending some of what they're doing good, obviously, but you don't see what's going on the inside of the console industry as a whole. So what's the lifespan of a PS5? Depending if you have the OG or the vanilla PS5. Anyways, lifespan of PS5 should last about 6 to 7 years, according to Sony Masayasu Ito, who was interviewed about the game before the part of the big feature about the first 25 years of PlayStation brand. It's noted in the interview the gap between consoles getting shorter. Because yeah, that console's almost 6 years old now. And that console's going to be dirt cheap on it. Dirt cheap. Still new, but it's going to be dirt cheap. This week is interesting too as well. Which someone wants to switch a PS5. And look at that, it doesn't add up. As far as these consoles, Nintendo Switch is still the best era in everybody's opinion, pretty much. Nintendo Switch sold almost 138 million units through January 20. Dag, indeed. PS3 is at 84 million units behind lifetime Switch sales. Lifelong Innovative game related to Android was first introduced to BG charts in 2007. So the PS5 is 62.99 million units behind PS4, and now PS3 is almost 84 million behind Nintendo Switch, counting the 2017 and 2021 model, and also Nintendo Switch 2 model that's coming out in March. Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out in March. But anyways, not like I said, I told them all, and told everybody that's casual hardcore, this is not looking good for Sony right now because they're way behind PS4 and Nintendo Switch. So Nintendo Switch is getting it done in the clutch. Nintendo Switch is getting it done in the clutch. For anybody that has a handheld currently. So, okay, guys. So there you have it. Saw me ranting a little bit, obviously, in that video, obviously. Why PS5 is getting outdone by PS4 and Nintendo Switch. And you also saw why I tried to show you why PS4 Pro failed. But it had reasons, the very legitimate reasons. I think they had reasons, just wasn't the reasons of reasons. But anyways. So there you have it. Why PS4 Pro succeeded, why that failed. And why it should be owed an apology as far as Apple and Sony underestimate Microsoft right now. We need to talk to my cousin Apple and Sony about this right now because this is ridiculous. Because I know he's going to keep defending what Sony is doing right now. He can't keep defending what Sony is doing right now. They don't have no first parties until May. They don't have the double A's or triple A's, the same way in the car triple A's, and et cetera, et cetera. So the reason why we need to talk to Sony and Apple about this, and anybody that's casual hardcore players about this right now, because this is getting way out of hand. But okay, guys, I end the video right there. Make sure you follow me everywhere. I'm live on YouTube right now. You like my rambles and rants about the console wars and the work wars as a whole. And sport wars, I'll come to my YouTube channels and subscribe to me pretty much with a like on the video pretty much. Make sure you add me on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, make sure you add me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. Make sure you add me on Xbox, Xbox. Dark Way 66, Applehead 4859. Add me on PSN as well. As for Glory 2, Furry Kingdom, Show Me He-She, Muscat He-She 4, Super Town 64 as well. Follow me on Twitch, etc., etc. Okay, guys, I end the bit right there. Yeah, this is I'll also show you why the Nintendo console switching failed in the next video as well. Yeah.